So a German company is now making the best tea bags. Now notice I didn't say tea, but when it comes to tea bags, they have perfected the tea bag technology. And the company is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Ronnefeldt. It's right here. Hopefully you can see it there. Multiple flavors, unbelievably good. What differentiates this from most other brands is the way that they've sort of double bagged, or the tea bag itself. Let me try to show you here. So I'm making one now, and I thought I'd share it with you. But you can see, first of all, or maybe you can't see, but let me see if I can. There we go. If you look over here, they've folded the top of it, so they've made it more stable somehow, right? It's an interesting engineering problem, because so many other cheap tea bags, you pop them open and they just fall apart. You can also see it's quite heavy. I can tell you it is heavier than other brands. So essentially you're getting more flavor, more bang for the buck. But it's very interesting because you get something like this. And this is like the cheapest brand you can buy. But the tea itself is delicious. It's unbelievable. I think it's from Sri Lanka. But you put one of these tea bags, right? Very, very weak packaging. The string falls apart. It's unbelievable what's happening now. It almost explains the gap between developed countries and developing countries, because you've got the developing countries with all the natural resources, all the good stuff basically, but then the developed countries are the ones that are perfecting the technology, but they're not the ones that are actually able to, at least not easily, get together. Because in an ideal world, and in a truly efficient world, you would be able to have that company share technology or license it to that company over there, and everyone would be happy. But what incentive does the German company have to help a potential competitor? So you can see why free markets are so essential to technological sharing and just sharing of everything else, security, data, and so on. Because what's going to happen really is not that they're going to altruistically share technology and create a competitor. What they're going to do is say, well, let me open your markets, let me go in and buy these guys, right? And then I'll just inject my technology into the country. I use that word inject, it's very clinical, but it's true, because when you inject it, that's only the first step. Now you've got trade going back and forth, but the question is whether you're going to be able to build something on top of that, move on to the next level of whatever tea might be. So that's one thing. That really does represent a lot of the gaps. We have so much debt, but we haven't really perfected exchanges in a fair way yet. In Thailand, you have a lot of interesting coffees. This just says, if you can't see it, it says 32 in 1. So it claims to have 32 different, sort of ingredients that are supposedly helpful. One of them is carrot powder. The other one, there's lots of stuff here I've never even heard of before. Something extract, a lot of extracts. I can't even pronounce half these things. The only one that I found that was interesting was a coffee that actually had won a Best Taste Award in 2019. And that only claimed to have some amino acids. So that, which I think is kind of interesting. So usually when you buy 32 in 1, you're looking at percentages here, and just look at the actual percentages, because no matter what, you're looking at, for the most part, the number one ingredient being creamer, right? Some sort of base, stabilizer. And then maybe number two, want to make sure number two is coffee. Sometimes it might be sugar. And you go down to the other 32 ingredients, and you're looking at, I'm not joking, 0.000, I can't even see all the zeros, but a lot of zeros, and then a 2 at the end of it. So be skeptical, go for the taste, and go for the ones that maybe have fewer ingredients, but definitely look at the packaging, the ingredients and the percentages involved. So there are many good, Thailand has so many interesting products. It is really a delight to shop there for food, and just things like coffee, because I would normally not buy instant coffee. But again, Thailand is just such an interesting place when it comes to marketing. So, got tea, got coffee, and hopefully that all sort of helps you out. I got this. This is so cool, by the way. I think it's it's not stainless steel. Maybe it's some sort of clay. But you look inside of it, and it's basically all in one, ready to go. And so definitely, probably my favorite buy in Thailand.